Hey everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to my second half of the YouTube Hop celebrating Crafty City 10-year anniversary. So our channel is celebrating with kits and discounts and giveaways. So for more information on that, if you go to my first video, and I'll put that link in the description box below, and I'll also have a link to our channel's website where you can purchase the kits, and just make sure that you use the discount code K10, that's capital K AY10 with no spaces. All right, so I am using my kit, which featured the gorgeous papers from Stamperia titled Journal, and this was one of their romance collections, and I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. So I've chosen to follow the title of the paper and create a junk journal. Also, in my first video, I asked everyone to comment what type of project they would have me make, and or what type of project they themselves would make with this kit. And there was an overwhelming response of a journal. So I think a lot of people thought the same thing I did. So I did make a journal. And before I show you, I would just like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. And if you would hit that thumbs up or that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. So I do have a tutorial for this project, but due to some mishaps and mistakes and some technical difficulties, I won't have that video up and posted until sometime next week. So be looking forward to that. And also, even if you purchase a kit and follow along my tutorial, just the nature of a junk journal, we use things that are scraps or considered junk to some people or leftovers. So I don't think any two junk journals are ever going to look identical. So there's really fun, a lot of fun and creativity involved with all the variety of things that you can use to make your journals. So don't feel like you have to have exactly what I use to make mine, other than maybe the kit. uh, um, so anyway, that being said, this journal is 5.5 inches wide and 9 inches tall with a 1 1/8 inch spine. It is hardcover. I used a cardboard box that I got the other day, and it is covered with fabric, but I do show you to cover your cardboard with craft paper, and that would look just as well. And I do have some beautiful buttons here on the spine, and I teach you how to create this look as well. And there is some sewing on the cover and in some places inside, but that is completely optional. It's a design choice. There's nothing in this project that has to be sewn together. It's just all decorative. So anyways, I used my favorite paper for the front. I just absolutely love this image. It is so pretty, and I just really like the collection overall. I did use a ribbon closure like many of you suggested in the last video. However, this is not Archana's ribbon. I used that inside the journal, and this is just something that I had in my stash. And I've got that tied onto some holes in the cover with an eyelet. And then I've used some of my favorite design pages for the inside covers as well as the signature covers. There are 2 signatures, 22 pages each, and a few of the covers I've added a few of the elements here and there, and then I've added things that are my choice for making junk journals, such as copy dyed copy paper and some music paper and things like that you're going to see throughout the journal. So I'm not going to point those things out, only the things um, that maybe are not included in the kit, so there's no confusion there. But I do talk mostly about where I get everything and what I'm using in my tutorials. So I did want to point out though that I made these beautiful tags with the cover of the paper collection. So you know how they have those little strips that give you sneak peeks of what's inside the package? Well, I just cut those strips out to make a bunch of tags, and I think that these came out so fun and so pretty. And the little ticket there is just mine for my stash, but this collaging back here, all these little brown bits, that is actually a paper napkin from McDonald's. So it's just fun to include things like that in your journaling. Oh, and by the way, it was an extra napkin. It's not one that I've used, just in case you're wondering. And oh, let me show you the back too. Lots of room for journaling there. And most of the pockets and whatnot are made from scraps from cutting the pages. And I've got a tuck spot here. This was just some beautiful elements of the paper, and I have a couple here this way, and you can just see how pretty they are. They were blank on the back, so I've taken advantage of that later on. This paper here is from my local oyster bar. When they serve their fish and chips, they have this underneath the fish and chips. So I asked the waitress for a couple extra, and so that's really fun. And then I love this collaging on the graph paper. Just love these images. All of the textiles are mine except for the ribbon that Archana gave me. So I've created a tuck spot with this lace. And just some more of the papers that you typically see in a journal. And I've got some collaging here with a rice paper napkin, and I do get those from Crafty City. This was my last one. I actually got this one a couple years ago, and so this particular design will not be in the shop, but I did check and there were some that I think would go even better with this paper collection. So this is the flap of the envelope, which I'll show you in just a minute, and I've created a little tuck spot here and added a cute little tag that I made. And I do show you how I created this envelope, and I think this came out so fun and so pretty. And I just love the elements of the actual envelope that are peeking through the collaging, and the little girl, I've glued her in there into the window, but there is space to add some tags or some folded up journaling or letters or whatnot in the pocket behind. You just got to be a little bit careful there. And then this also is a flip out. And then here I've used the stencil that was with the Prima flowers that came in my kit. Now I did not use the Prima flowers simply because they were just a little too dimensional for this particular journal. And I also was kind of hoping to do some kind of mixed media project with some leftover papers from my kit. So I'm going to go ahead and save those. And I love the fern leaves. Oh, so I know I'm going to be using these. Just it might not be this kit, but it might be the next. But anyway, I love the stencil, and I wanted to do more. I did this with some modeling paste and some white acrylic paint mixed together. But I wanted to do some spray staining with the stencil. Put my stencil away after I cleaned it up with this one. Completely forgot about it. Like, I'm an airhead sometimes. Oh my goodness. I was so disappointed when I'd put my journal together and I'd forgot, and then I remembered that I hadn't done that. And I would have really liked to play around with that some more. But a really fun stencil now that I have in my stash. Thank you, Archana. for including that in my kit. I love that. And then here I have an authentic postcard from the exotic town of Salisbury, Missouri. Is that how you pronounce it? Salisbury? And this is from Charles to his mother. So thank you, Charles, for thinking of your mother and writing to her. That was really actually very sweet. And have a little flip spot here with some fabric. I thought that's just for fun. It's junk and it just goes in there. A little tuck spot here and another one here that I created with these elements here. And I love these cards. They're so versatile and pretty, and I can use the back for all different kinds of things. And so here I've just added my own collaging with some of the ephemera. And then I added the top of one of those little grandfather clocks that Archana included in the kit. I did slightly, just very, very lightly inked over it with my ink pad or my ink tool. But the numbers are printed on, so you can't really, you have to be careful, and it's very delicate as well. So, but I thought that made a cute little tabletop clock there. And that is the end of signature 1. So signature 2. Another tag that I created very similar to the first one I showed you. And another tuck spot with some lace. And this is some notebook paper that's folded over to create a little tuck spot, and I've ruffled some seam binding, and then this is the one I got from Archana, and I think that's just so pretty there. And then this is one of the grandfather clocks. This is just a tag or a photo mat or a journaling spot, whatever you would want it to be, and of course a lot of more things can fit inside there. Another collage on the graph paper. I love that. And I love her pink rosy cheeks with the pink blossoms. So pretty. Lots of places for journaling. A little tuck spot with the ephemera and a little tag that I made. A flip up so you can journal, add a picture. And a tag that I created using that rice paper. And again, some more here. And this was just one rice paper napkin. They're huge. They're like 16 inches square or something like that. Don't quote me on the size. I'm just kind of guessing, but they're large. And so you can do a lot of different projects with just one napkin. This is just a scrap that I've turned into a little tuck spot and an index card with some vellum paper that looks like brick, some elements of the collection, and this is just some scrap ripped up papers from the music paper that I ripped up to use as a page. So that's just little scraps of that. And then here is some ephemera that I glued on there just to add some detail and some interest. And then the back page. So that is my journal. I hope you guys like it. I had a lot of fun making it. I always have fun making journals. It's hard to, I mean, I could just go on and on and on with them. Like I could add and add forever and ever, I think, to a journal till I just can't squeeze one more thing in. But because I'm giving this away, I was like, okay, I just refrain because I think one of the joys of a junk journal is adding your own memorabilia and whatnot. So I didn't want it to make it too full, but I did need the closure in the end to keep it, you know. So, but it's still got a little bit of room. It's still squishy, so you got a little bit of room there. So anyway, I know I promised to announce the winner of this journal today, but I apologize. I haven't had time to finish um, reading all the comments, and I need to make sure that I find someone eligible to win. And so I'm just going to need, with the problems that I had with the tutorial, I'm going to need a couple extra days to do that. And so I will do that as soon as possible, I promise. And I will do a short, quick video just announcing the winner. So be looking out for that. And I'm so sorry to disappoint. So I hope you guys forgive me. Um, but sometimes, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I have problems. I don't know. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you so much, Archana, for inviting me to participate in this YouTube Hop. It's such a wonderful celebration and a really good reason to have a YouTube Hop, and I think it was a fun idea. Such wonderful kits available in your shop, and don't forget to use my code K10, that's capital KAY 10 with no space in between, and yeah, use that and get your discount, and that is available until Mother's Day of 2022. So don't delay, you're running out of time, and who knows how long the kits will be available. So make sure you check that out, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.